Welcome to Feminist Macroeconomics 101. First things first, let us understand macroeconomics. We know that the word macroeconomics can be a little intimidating, so here is macroeconomics broken down. Defined, macro-level economics or macroeconomics is the study of the economy as a whole on a national or international level. Macroeconomics is the branch of economics that deals with the overall functioning of a country's economy. Macroeconomic policies are critical in shaping the landscape within which factor markets such as labor and capital and product markets such as shoes, cars, or bread operate. They have a critical influence on decisions by companies to produce, hire, or fire workers, or even to export and import goods, for example. They also influence governments' decisions to invest in infrastructure, education, health, and other aspects of development. Macroeconomic policies look at the economic growth and GDP. They look at taxation, fiscal policies, that is, government's borrowing and budgetary spending. They also look at interest and exchange rate determinants and the rate of employment or unemployment. Now, governments have various tools at their disposal that enable them to make economic decisions for their countries. Among these tools, they also have a variety of mechanisms that help them make economic decisions that promote gender equality. These tools determine the rates of taxation. For example, they determine how much tax is placed on basic needs such as menstrual hygiene materials. They also determine the allocation of resources for vital public services such as schools, hospitals, education, and the way care is provided, all of which have a significant and specific impact on the lives of women despite their income. These tools can be put to use by national governments, although sometimes institutions like the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, restrict their use through the conditions they impose on their lending. This goes back to the macroeconomic policy of fiscal policies, that is, government borrowing and budgetary spending. Frequently asked questions on macroeconomics have included whether or not one needs to be an economist to advocate for or speak on the impact of macroeconomic policies on our daily lives. And the answer is no. You do not need to be an economist to be able to advocate for an economy that works for everyone. As laid out in this video, our current global economic model and the way macro-level economic decisions are made is severely flawed and has been designed to work for the benefit of those who already have power and privilege, who are largely men and not women. In response to the flaws in our economy's designs, feminists from around the world are developing alternatives to the critical challenges, specifically the ones that center the lived experiences of women and marginalized people in how our economies function. That is where feminist macroeconomics comes from.